Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Lisa Greene-Lewis, a CPA and tax expert at TurboTax. Thank you for joining us, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it is that time of year again, isn't it? So
Yes, it is.
let's talk about what's new at TurboTax and for your customers. What are some of the highlights of new features this year?
Some of the highlights relate to a trend we're seeing and a growth in investors that we're seeing. So there are 21 million investors out there, and about 3.5 million of them are millennials. And we're seeing that millennials are the fastest growing Schedule D filer, which currently represents about 15% of the overall category. And so, TurboTax, we're always leaning into trends that we're seeing and solving customers' needs. And we have seen that investors, overall investors, not just millennials, one of their biggest pain points is inputting all of their transactions. So their transactions that relate to their gains and losses, or how they recognize these gains and losses and when they should recognize them. So for the first time in 10 years, we fully redesigned our TurboTax Premier product, and we addressed some of these pain points. Now our customers can import about 1,500 investment transactions at one time. And then I know there's a growth in trading cryptocurrency, virtual currency, and so we have made it possible for them to upload 2,250 cryptocurrency transactions at one time. And that's just by, we're partnering with cryptocurrency platforms. And then on the investment side, we have partnerships and we import from over 300 financial institutions. So that's one of the new things that we did this year to help our customers. And then also, if they have more questions about their investments and want more assurance, they can connect to our TurboTax Live CPAs or enrolled agents that have an average of 15 years experience to get their questions answered. And that's overall, no matter if you're an investor or where you're at in your tax journey. If you have questions, you can connect to our TurboTax Live CPAs or enrolled agents.
And you have products ranging from TurboTax free all the way up to people who have properties and are self-employed, etc.
Yes.
And one of the things you're doing for self-employed people is making it easier for them to get the information in there from the 1099 miscellaneous forms. Tell me about that.
Yes. So that's a new feature this year, too, for our almost 60 million self-employed customers out there or taxpayers out there. Now they can snap a picture of their 1099 miscellaneous using their mobile device, and that information will go to the correct forms. Before we had the ability to snap a picture of your W-2, but now we're offering this to our self-employed customers as well, and it just eliminates that manual entry and makes for more accuracy and also speed, especially if you use the TurboTax mobile app.
Interesting, and that makes it a lot faster. That's what really TurboTax is all about, is streamlining the whole process here, right?
Yes, just making it easier, and especially as you're, is getting towards the end of the season, our customers, they can start using the mobile app, but they can move across devices if they want to as well. Once they start on the mobile app, if they need to move to their computer, they can do that as well. But it really does allow for speed, especially if you have just a W-2, some W-2s, and you answer a few questions, and you'll be pretty much done. And then with our TurboTax mobile app, you can also connect live via one-way video to our CPAs and enrolled agents as well.
And when we're talking about self-employed people, a lot of gig workers out there today, whether it's drivers for companies like Uber and Lyft, depending on the state they're in. I guess they're self-employed. But there's so many people who are, I guess, what would be called gig workers today.
Yes, yes. We are seeing about 1 in 5 taxpayers are becoming self-employed every year. And so our TurboTax self-employed, we have a industry-specific deduction, ability to find industry-specific deductions related to your profession. There's so many people that are getting into like non-traditional self-employed jobs. So if you're a photographer, it will find those deductions you may not even know that you are eligible for, and it'll remind you of ones like, you know, your camera equipment or website development for your business.
And there are different versions, as we were saying before, whether it's the free version, the TurboTax Deluxe, TurboTax Premier, and more. So tell us, how do people decide which version, or maybe they don't even need to at the outset?
Yeah, you really don't need to. With TurboTax, as soon as you start, it asks you or has you click on little icons that are related to your situation. You know, like, did you buy a house this year, or did you become self-employed? And you click on those, and it will put you into the product that is best for you.
Very cool. For more information, I guess the best site to go to would be turbotax.com?
Yes.
Lisa Greene-Lewis, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Cooking with the power of the sun. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, here to tell you about the latest innovation from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. The GoSun Fusion has arrived using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. A really bright idea. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere, day or night, rain or shine. I love what Patrick and his team are doing, and so will you. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co to check out all of the company's products and innovations and use the code TEXTINATION to save 10%. That's gosun.co.